What's going on, everybody? Game Experts here, and welcome back to some more Toy Story 3, the video game. And I am not a happy magic right now. Do you want to know why I'm not a happy magic right now? Because I tried recording this episode already, and what happened? Well, the recording didn't stick. So what does that mean? That means that I can't show collecting collectibles, which is really, really unfortunate. I can't show all the cards, I can't show all the regular cards, the alien, anything. I've gotten all the achievements, I've collected everything, and I finished the last level, but I don't have anything to show for it. But the recording's gone now, which is just great. But I guess I can say, hey, here's where it would have been, and replay this stupid level again. Oh, God, this is such a stupid level.
In the end, we worked together to save ourselves and got back home safe and sound.
Then Andy entrusted us to Bonnie, which is how we got here. Any questions?
Yeah. What about Bonnie's story of the haunted bakery?
Yeah, you left out one of the best parts.
You didn't tell us about the haunted bakery?
Haunted bakery?
I want to hear.
Me too.
Go ahead and tell him, Ham.
Okay, settle down. So, what happened is that a quaint little bakery got built right on top of a graveyard. Disgruntled phantoms possess the baked goods. Imagine a land where food eats people.
Food eats people.
He's on a roll.
It was a full moon and the Muffins were getting restless. They had already eaten all the townsfolk, but were still hungry for more.
Oh no! The haunted muffins have eaten everyone!
They hate muffins.
Okay. Left trigger enter target movement, right stick to aim, and right trigger to shoot. Okay, so welcome to the finale of Toy Story 3, which has something that... Okay. I mean, it's nice that they've got Andy's voice to rejoin the party, but on the other end of the spectrum, I'll give it credit where credit is due. Unlike level 3, which has nothing to do with the game. Nothing at all, really. At least this level does have something to do with the story of the game, because this is meant to represent the scene at the very end of the movie when Andy and Bonnie are playing together with her new toys. One final playtime before Andy leaves for college, and it's really sentimental, and I still can't watch the ending of that movie without at least shedding a tear. Same goes for hey, how you doing? Same goes for my family, but I think they, and obviously you can't make a level out of what was in the movie, so they have to embellish it a little bit, and I respect that, but I don't necessarily know if this is the correct way to do it. I feel like they could have done something better, because I'd be fine if this were the final...
My precious muffins! You'll pay for that!
It was a witch who made the haunted muffins for her wedding day.
Oh, yeah. And she's married to evil Dr. Porkchop. And the plan is to force-feed everyone their poisonous wedding cake to put the entire world under mind control.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Suddenly, a giant space cannon fell from the sky.
I think that pretty much perfectly sums up Bonnie and Andy's combined imagination, which is great, and I love that about the movie. I think it's a perfect ending to a perfect, or almost perfect trilogy, but I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Toy Story 3, oh, poop. Unlike Toy Story 2 and Toy Story, the Toy Story 3 didn't have one last hurrah for the final level, because in Toy Story 2 they had, I think, I didn't really play that game all that much, the final level as the airport sequence. That was a great last hurrah, and in Toy Story, obviously they had the classic RC chase, and I'm just wandering around aimlessly because I'm trying to explain, and I don't want to explain what you have to do without getting hit by the bubbles. So, but with Toy Story 3, yeah, you had the junkyard scene, but that wasn't the final level. That could have been the final level, and they could have summed up the finale of this movie with just a cutscene. But Toy Story 3 wasn't going for one last hurrah for the denouement. They were going for something a little more close to home and a bit more emotionally impactful, which is why I understand on the developer's part that it's kind of hard to make a final level based off of it. I will say I think the PSP version did a better job of it, if only because that I mean, it's not true to the movie. That's even less true to the movie, actually, because in that one, what you're doing is you're jumping across cars to get home rather than riding on the garbage truck, which is what they did in the movie. So I don't know. But as far as this level goes, I'm fine with it. I think they should have done one more level after the fact. Maybe like what they did for B-movie game, where they had a post-credit sequence in the field where you and the pollen jocks were just going around pollinating flowers while the credits rolled. I think they could have done something like that, like maybe at Sunnyside or maybe in Bonnet's Room, just something like that. Just something else to finish off the game rather than this level. But anyway, I'm done now. So let's use the cannon and shoot down the witches. So I guess I better explain what I have to do. You have to. This boss fight is composed of 5 parts, as evident by the health bar up in the right corner. The yellow bar is the health bar for this wave, and then the blue bars at the bottom are counting how many waves are left. So we're on wave 1 of 5 right now, and oh, that was complete trash. You saw me shoot that bubble. And for wave 1, what you have to do is you have to use the space cannon to shoot down all the witches, and that's it. I did it. And now this is our supply run. After each wave, they let you go on a supply run before they drop the next wave on you. So we're gonna grab this health pack back here, as well as much ammo as we can.
Buzz is gonna need major firepower against that witch, like a rocket launcher.
A cow launcher. Now look, I'm fine with the kind of innocent imagination, insanity, this kind of stuff I'm fine with. And honestly, this isn't that bad. It's the unfairness of the final wave that makes this, that just brings down the experience so much. So what you have to do in the cow launcher is just get in the cow launcher and shoot her until she falls. It's really easy. Also, it's X to get into vehicles and B to get out of, or not vehicles, but the cannons and the cannons. So, space run completed. We're going to go back to wave 1 for wave 3, which is the exact same thing. We're just shooting down all the witches. And also, you shouldn't run out of ammo at any point. But if you do, for some reason, run out of ammo during this wave, you're going to have to get out of the vehicle and get more ammo. So, keep that in mind. Yep, shoot the bubble. Oh, that's such trash. You saw me shoot that bubble. Come on. Let's see how many we can shoot down. Ah. Okay, I think we're doing good. We just gotta get these muffins out of the air. Get the muffins out of the air. And nope. Come on. Oh, gotcha. Okay, we may actually have to go on a supply run if I don't get it right here. Okay, there's one more. There should be one more. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, there's one more. Hey! Go away. Where are you? Well, stop evading me. Ah. Come on, okay. Something I would recommend doing is don't try to range snipe with this thing, because this is not good at range combat. Wait for the witch to rush you like this, and then try and shoot her. Especially with my limited ammo capacity, I'm going to try and wait for her to rush me one more time. Got her. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay, now we get out, and now we go on another supply run. Oh, collectibles. Sorry, I just completely forgot, because they don't actually show collectibles after you get them the first time. Basically, just play through the level, and when you get to wave 4, like I'm at right here, I think this is the best opportunity, because the witch doesn't spawn in, I don't think, until you have all 400... Oh, never mind. It takes a while for it to spawn in. So basically, all the cards are on top of these buildings. There's the one I was just on is 1, the one I'm right next to right now is 2. Over there, that's 3, that I'm shooting at right now. This is 4 right here. That's 5 over there, 6, 7, and then 8 over there. And then you get the final alien for destroying all of these buildings. So you can either play through, just naturally play through and let the buildings get destroyed on their own, or you can use either the cow launcher or the space cannon to destroy them yourself. But once every building is destroyed, the alien is going to spawn in right where I'm standing right now. Sorry, I'm really sorry I can't show this to you, but for some reason, the final episode decided not to stick around in my EGC library. And that's going to sound like techno mumbo jumbo for anyone who doesn't use the Elgato software. But, let's stop talking, and let's get to cow launching. First things first, I'm going to get rid of you, because even though I said get rid of you, thank you. Even though you're not a harm to me, or not a threat to me because I'm elevated above your shockwave. You can still be annoying if I'm trying to line up a shot. So this is wave 4 or 5, and it's not going to be that hard, but wave 5 is really, really stupid and challenging and unfair, but I have a semi-foolproof strategy to get it done and get through it almost unscathed. So what they want you to do, because they what's so stupid about this is that they launch not only a giant witch on you, but they launch 5 little witches just like they do in waves 3 or 1 and 3, which is stupid. That's not fair. So what they want you to do is switch between the space cannon and the cow launcher. We're not going to do that, however. Instead, what we're going to do is use this teleporter to launch ourselves over to the cow launcher and just use the cow launcher. Because everything that's a threat to us can be taken out with the cow launcher. And you don't have to defeat the 5 witches in order to beat the game. If you look at what I'm doing is I'm firing a shot and then getting out, because I don't want those bubbles to hit me. So I fire a shot, I get out, and then they can't do a thing to you. And I may actually run the gauntlet a bit here and fire another shot, because I only need, I think, 1 or 2 more shots to finish her off. Then the bubbles are going to come in, that's fine. Come on. Nope. Yep. Let's finish strong. Okay, one more shot. I'm going to stay in. No, I'm not going to stay in. I'm not risking it. Alright, that's it. Final shot. Finish this level. Finish it. Thank God.
Time out. And turned back into Sweet Dolly. And flowered in rainbows. And everyone was happy. The end.
Wow, Bonnie. You have a great imagination.
Thank you.
So the cards are all on top of the buildings. The alien's going to spawn once you destroy all the buildings. And with that, that is Toy Story 3, the video game's story mode. And for completing Trash Thrash and collecting all collecting all of Andy's things, you unlock Pixar bonus content, and I can't show much of this, but it's gonna lead you to Pixar interviews with the developers behind the movie. And I think most of it's in the behind-the-scenes featurettes on the Toy Story 3 Blu-ray disc, but it's there if you want to check it out. The Toy Story Theater just shows you all the cutscenes. So I guess now it's time for me to talk about this, the game and the walkthrough. Toy Story 3. So I went to go see the movie on opening day. My parents and I went to the very first showing. I think it was 9:30 or something. It was the first showing they put on. It was day 1 and opening. The theater opened up, and we were the first ones in. Us and a couple other people in. My dad told me to be careful because there's probably going to be a whole butt ton of people in. And I wasn't used to having so many people in the theater. But as it turns out, because we went to the 3D showing, there really wasn't all that many people in the theater. I mean, there were, a considerable amount of people, but I was expecting every single seat to be jam-packed. But because it wasn't a 3D showing, that wasn't the case. So, that's cool. That worked out nicely. And, so I saw the movie and I thought it was a fantastic movie. I still can't definitively say if I like movie 1 better than movie 3 or vice versa. I don't know. It's a really, really close tie. But then the game. So after we got home, turns out my parents bought the game for me for the PlayStation 3. So I played it and I thought it was great. I thought it was really a really fun game to play. I thought it definitely followed the story of the movie, and I really liked it. But when I was younger, I still didn't like level 8. Level 8 is still a really bad level because of how unbalanced it is and how you can barely even scrape by with a good strategy. But for the most part, I thought it was really fun, and I had so much fun playing in the toy box mode, just messing around, doing whatever I wanted, completing all the quests, unlocking new areas. It was so fun. It was so cool. But I'll save that for later. We're talking about the story mode now. But looking back, I can definitely see that this game has some flaws. The biggest problem with this game, it's a fantastic game, but the biggest problem with it is that there's too much, it's too much, I guess, quality over quantity. Because this game only has 8 levels, and 3 of them, I think, 2 of them are exaggerations of what happened in the movie, and then 1 of them has nothing to do with the movie. Buzz video game, To Infinity and Beyond, level 3, it's a fun level, don't get me wrong, but it's just so unnecessary. It doesn't happen in the for Toy Story 2, if that was the opening sequence, that would make perfect sense, and I would be okay with that. But I don't even think that's the opening sequence for Toy Story 2, the video game. I think it's just in this game for no reason. And what's worse is that in the PlayStation 2/PlayStation Portable version, there are Buzz Adventures and Woody's Roundup Adventures, not the Toy Box mode, where it's a side-scroller for Woody where you're riding on a horse, riding on Bullseye, and you have to jump over obstacles, and that's fun. And there are extra modes to play, and that's great. But I don't understand why it's in this game. It just feels that's such an obvious padding mission. Like, which is way out. You can say, oh, they needed something to show how great Bonnie is with toys. They couldn't just have Woody being played with for 5 minutes and then cut away. Okay, I'm with you there, but that's more disguised padding. Level 3 is just such a blatant attempt at padding. So that's this game's biggest problem, is that level 1 was a great level. That was a great introduction. I think there wasn't a lot of places for them to use the bullseye riding, so I think they stuck that in pretty well with the fair play level 4. But other than that, it didn't show up all that much. Level 2 was a great representation of what happened. I think that was a great way to expand upon the movie for gameplay purposes, while also sticking true to what happened in the movie, which is they get the phone, it doesn't work, and then they go to play the Buzz video game for some darn reason. It doesn't make. First of all, why would they stop what they were doing for that? Why would they do that? That doesn't even from a story perspective, that doesn't make a darn bit of sense. I mean, I get that they needed a reason to do it for gameplay purposes, and I would accept that if that were the case, but the problem is that it doesn't even have anything to do with the story. It doesn't have anything to do with the movie, so I don't understand why they put it in the game other than for it to just be a blatant attempt at padding. And then level 4, I'm also fine with that to a certain extent. I think I mean, to be fair, there wasn't much they could have done at Sunnyside. I think what would have been more fun, though, was having a level where Woody escaped Sunnyside. I think that would have been more fun to do, because in the PlayStation Portable version, you can see that you can play as Woody and you can escape Sunnyside. And that's a fun level to play. I think they could have done something like that rather than just having a bunch of carnival games at Sunnyside. But I don't know. Maybe that's a minor thing. And then level 5 was which is way out, so again, I already talked about that. I think that's a better way at disguising padding than what they did with level 3, because that wasn't disguised at all. And then level 6, that was another good level that expanded it enough that it expanded upon the movie while also sticking true to the story. And level 7 was, I think, the best level in this game, and incorporates all the gameplay you've learned up until this point, while also having a good story to go around. While also sticking true to the story. And then level 8 is just insane. I understand, like I already mentioned, why they did it. They needed, I guess that was supposed to be their last big hurrah, because Toy Story 3 doesn't have the last big hurrah that they can end the game on. So they needed to do something, but I feel like maybe there was something else they could have done. I don't know what they would have done. Maybe like I mentioned, maybe just even an epilogue section. If they had done something for the epilogue, I think that would have been enough. Just something else after that, and not just throwing you back onto the level select screen. Just anything, really. Something more. But as far as the gameplay itself goes, I think this game is top-notch. It's a very fun game to play co-op, and you definitely realize that for level 7 specifically. And it doesn't feel like, with a couple exceptions, it doesn't feel like the game has to make an excuse to play co-op. Like, for instance, level 1, obviously, you need an excuse to play for co-op because it's only one Woody. Same thing with level 3 and level 5, and level 8, because those are all, you only play as one character, and you can switch between characters in levels 2, 4, 6, and 7. Which actually, I guess that kind of makes sense, because I can just move my crayon kind of like this, and go 2, 4, 6, 7, and in a diagonal line. And it's kind of humorous, actually, because for Witch's Way Out, if you're playing with 2 people, Woody has a green outline, the other one has a blue outline, and Bonnie says something like, "Oh no, the witch split you in half, cowboy!" And that's kind of humorous. I like that kind of just little jab at, oh, we need to explain this. Well, what can we do? I know, but it's Bonnie's imagination. Anything flies. I do like looking at this concept art, by the way, because I like seeing how stuff came to be, what it looked like in its inception versus what it looks like in the actual game. I really like that kind of stuff. I think it's a really fun game to play co-op. I would definitely recommend, if you're a parent, you can play this game with your kids. I recommend that. If you're a kid, you can try to wrangle your parents into playing this, or it's definitely fun to play with your friends. I don't know what specifically I can talk about in terms of gameplay. If I had some improvements to make, I think I would have. I don't think I have any suggestions for gameplay. I think gameplay's 10 out of 10 because each character has something specific they can do for the 3-player missions that makes them unique to the team. Jesse can land on small surfaces. Buzz can pick people up and throw them, and then Woody can use this little swingy move. So that's great. They all complement each other very well. I mentioned earlier this week why it doesn't make any sense as to Buzz is the one that constantly picks everybody up when he doesn't even when we see Woody is able to do the same thing. But beyond that, I think the gameplay is really top notch. I think it's really, really well done overall. And I'm out of things to play now. So I would definitely recommend. As far as gameplay goes, I'm trying to think of something specific to talk about. Oh, you know what? I think I do have one thing. Level 4, fair play. One thing they could have done is they could have made the racer controls a bit better. I think it was that they felt very clunky. And I guess to some extent, the same thing with the bullseye horse sections. They didn't feel clunky, but it just felt like the jumping was floaty, I guess. It's hard to describe, but maybe you saw it as I was playing it, and I don't feel like his jump distance was enough. And it didn't need. And I'm not saying like I wanted him to be able to jump to the moon, but just a little bit more would have been enough. Just a tad, just a small adjustment in how far he can jump, and I think that would have made it just a tad bit better. But overall, very good game. I'm very happy I was finally able to do a walkthrough of it, because the whole reason I bought this game for the Xbox 360 was to do a walkthrough of it, because obviously you can't record the PlayStation 3 with the HD 60, even though this game only runs at 30 FPS, so I guess I could have plugged in my older capture card, because it's just sitting back there. I could have plugged it in if I wanted to. Anyway, let's do a mystery egg, why not? So as you probably know, my walkthroughs have 4 main purposes. Allowing those who already currently own the game get through it 100%, get all the collectibles and everything. 2, allow myself a nostalgia trip down memory lane, because 9 times out of 10 it's a game that I've already played. 3, hopefully cheering a few people up, and 4, helping people who are on the fence about whether or not to buy the game make a decisive or conclusive decision about whether or not to buy it. And also, we have all the collectibles, so you can look at your collection here. But anyway, so would I recommend this game to you? Absolutely. But I will say this, since if I'm going to recommend this game, I need to recommend it to the right people. There are 2 different main versions of the game. I can't speak about the Nintendo DS version, but there are 2 versions. The PSP, PS2 version, and the console version. I think this story mode is really great. Overall, it's very well-rounded. I think it's a great story mode. I think they could have just touched up on a few things with the level design and with the gameplay. But overall, very good storyline, very good story mode. But if you purchase the console version, you're going to purchase it for the toy box mode. That's the real draw of the 360, PS3, Wii, and is that it? And PC versions. But if you want, because here's the thing with the PSP version. Yes, it has a more inclusive story mode. Like, for instance, there's a level where you play through the rough play sequence as Buzz, and you have to stop the kids from messing with his friends, which is kind of humorous to some extent. There's also a level where you escape Bonnie's house, shut up lawnmower, where you escape Bonnie's house as Woody, and that's kind of a fun level, but I don't know. It's just on the other end of the spectrum. There's more expansive levels like this Operation Phone Call, which that where you play as Sarge, and then you get to go get the phone, and Keep Cool is the one that's level 3, which I don't think I don't like that level at all. That's the level where Buzz has to go and get. I mean, it has a lot of creative gameplay mechanics, but it's the one where Buzz has to go get everybody, and I don't think that was necessary at all. I think they could have easily skipped that level. And again, and then we have Family Minded, which is the one where Woody has to go to the garage to get his friends, which I feel like that didn't need to happen either. See, the PSP version and console version have the opposite problem, have the same problem on opposite ends of the spectrum. They both do padding incorrectly. Like, this game does padding by including stuff that wasn't in the game, and the PSP version does padding by including stuff that was in the movie, but embellishes on it way too much. It has, oh, I got double sixes, yeah. I think they should get an achievement for that. So I don't know about that one. And then the other thing is that they have Trouble in the Catechol Room, which is where they're getting played roughly with before Goodbye Woody, which is where Woody leaves. So I do not understand why. That doesn't make a darn bit of sense. And then there's Rodeo Rescue, which I believe, actually, what is level 10? Because I know after that it's level 11, that's City Dump. That's the one where he has to get, that's the one where Buzz has to get everyone unstuck and give them something. Rodeo Rescue, I think, is the one where Jessie traps Spanish Buzz and then she has to go get everybody, or something like that. And then there's the Claw, which is the aliens' final shine. That's a cool level. That's another co-op level where all the aliens have to work together to save the day and save everybody in the incinerator. So I feel like the PSP version stays more true to what the movie was, and it tells a more complete story. But there's some levels that over-embellish, whereas these levels under-embellish. But I do think this game also hits on the highlights of the movie, whereas the PSP version does everything. So this one we go straight from Annie's house to the daycare, if you skip over the Buzz video, whereas in the PSP version it goes get the phone, everybody get to the garage in two completely different levels. Then we go to the daycare, we have to stop kids from chewing on toys and things like that. And then Woody leaves, goes to Bonnie's house. So I feel like if you're gonna get one of the two, I would recommend this game because I think it has more to offer, because it has the toy box mode and it has the story mode. But I do think the PSP version is worth checking out if you get the chance to buy it. Which one do I like more? I think I like. That's actually really. I think I like the PSP version story mode more, just because it has more to offer. But that's not to diss this one. I really do like the story mode, but there's just a few things they could have touched on to make it even better. But that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is all I have to say for Toy Story 3 the video game. So, I would like to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for my next walkthrough, which I'm totally not giving a hint for right now. And until then, this has been Gaming Master 13. Signing off, saying I hope you have a phantasmagorical day, and I will catch you all next time for my next walkthrough until Captain Toad Treasure Tracker finishes. Goodbye!